Ladies and gentlemen, there comes a time when you must examine the balance between kindness and self-respect. Being kind is a virtue, but being overly nice to the point of losing your own identity is a disservice to the greatness within you. You were not designed to live life shrinking yourself to please others. Instead, you were created to stand boldly, to lead, and to walk in the authority of your purpose. To stop being the nice guy, you must learn to embrace your true self unapologetically. It's not about becoming unkind, it's about understanding the power of saying no, setting boundaries, and living with purpose. Let me share with you 10 principles that will guide you in this transformation. You must come to the understanding that your value is not determined by the opinions, approval, or validation of others. It is rooted in something far greater, something unshakable. Too often people fall into the trap of measuring their worth by how much they do for others or how well they fit into someone else's expectations. But the truth is, your value is inherent. It was placed within you from the moment you were created. It does not fluctuate based on external circumstances or the way others perceive you. When you do not recognize your value, you inadvertently give others permission to devalue you. You allow them to define your worth, to place limits on what you can achieve, and to dictate how you should live. This is not how you were meant to operate. You were designed to live with purpose, dignity, and a deep awareness of your significance. Your value is not a negotiation, it is a fact. It is not something you must earn, it is something you must acknowledge. Understanding your value requires a shift in perspective. You must stop looking outward for affirmation and start looking inward. Reflect on the unique qualities, talents, and gifts you possess. They are not random, they are intentional. They are tools given to you to fulfill your purpose. When you grasp this truth, you begin to operate from a place of confidence and authority. You no longer feel the need to overextend yourself or compromise your principles to gain acceptance. Instead, you walk with the quiet assurance that you are enough. Value is also tied to responsibility. When you understand your worth, you begin to take better care of yourself physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. You guard your time and energy because you know they are valuable resources. You make decisions that align with your purpose, not with fleeting desires or societal pressures. This is not selfishness, it is stewardship. You must also remember that your value is not diminished by your imperfections. Mistakes, failures, and setbacks are part of the human experience, but they do not define you. They are lessons that refine you, not labels that define you. When you understand this, you can face challenges with resilience, knowing that your value remains intact no matter the outcome. Ultimately, recognizing your value is about aligning yourself with your purpose and refusing to let anything or anyone distract you from it. It is about standing tall, even when the world tries to make you feel small. It is about walking in the confidence that you are here for a reason, and that reason is greater than anyone's approval. When you truly understand your value, you begin to live not as a servant to others' expectations, but as a steward of your own destiny. Boundaries are essential for preserving your identity, your purpose, and your peace. They are not barriers meant to isolate you from others, but guidelines that define how you interact with the world and how the world interacts with you. Without boundaries, you become vulnerable to being overrun by the demands, expectations, and desires of others. You find yourself giving more than you can afford, not just in material things, but in time, energy, and emotional investment. Over time, this leads to exhaustion, frustration, and the erosion of your sense of self. Establishing boundaries begins with clarity about who you are and what you stand for. You cannot protect what you do not recognize as valuable. When you understand your purpose and the principles that guide your life, you realize that not everything and everyone deserves access to you. Just as a gardener fences off a valuable garden to protect it from being trampled, you must create boundaries to safeguard your time, energy, and focus. This is not selfishness, it is wisdom. It is the recognition that your resources are finite and must be used intentionally. Boundaries also require the courage to say no when necessary. Too often people equate kindness with endless availability, but the truth is kindness without boundaries can lead to exploitation. When you say yes to everything, you dilute the quality of your contributions and lose sight of what truly matters. Saying no is not rejection, it is redirection. It is a way of ensuring that your priorities align with your purpose. Moreover, boundaries teach others how to treat you. People will only value your time and respect your space to the extent that you demand it. If you allow others to overstep, they will. If you allow others to drain you, they will. This is not because people are inherently unkind, but because human nature tends to test limits. It is your responsibility to set those limits and to enforce them with grace and firmness. Having boundaries does not mean you stop helping others or being compassionate. It means you help in ways that are healthy and sustainable. It means you give from a place of strength, not from a place of depletion. When you operate within your boundaries, your contributions have greater impact because they come from a place of intention rather than obligation. Boundaries also protect your emotional well-being. They create space for you to process, to rest, and to grow. Without them, you risk becoming overwhelmed, resentful, or disconnected from your purpose. Boundaries allow you to maintain balance, ensuring that you are as generous to yourself as you are to others. Ultimately, setting boundaries is an act of self-respect. It is a declaration that you value yourself enough to protect what is sacred in your life, your time, your energy, your peace, and your purpose. It is a way of honoring the gifts and responsibilities entrusted to you, ensuring that you can fulfill them without compromising your well-being. When you set clear boundaries, you create a life that is not only productive, but also purposeful, balanced, and deeply fulfilling. The need for approval is one of the greatest chains that can hold a person back from fulfilling their true potential. It is a silent thief that robs you of your confidence, your freedom, and your ability to make decisions based on purpose rather than popularity. When you live seeking constant approval from others, you hand over the reins of your life to their opinions, expectations, and judgments. You become a prisoner to their praise, unable to move forward unless someone validates your worth. This is not the life you were meant to live. To break free from the need for approval, you must first understand that your value is not tied to what others think of you. Approval is fleeting. It shifts with moods, circumstances, and opinions. One day you may be celebrated and the next criticized. If your identity is built on this unstable foundation, you will always feel insecure, always striving but never arriving. Instead, you must root your sense of worth in something unchanging: your purpose, your values, and your unique gifts. These are constants that no one can take away from you. Living for approval often leads to compromise. You start to mold yourself to fit the expectations of others, even when it goes against your convictions. You silence your voice to avoid conflict, suppress your dreams to please others, and ignore your inner guidance to gain acceptance. But in doing so, you lose yourself. The more you seek approval, the more you dilute your authenticity and the less impact you can have on the world. True influence comes from being unapologetically yourself, not from being a mirror reflecting the desires of those around you. Releasing the need for approval requires courage. It means being willing to disappoint people, to face criticism, and to stand alone if necessary. This is not easy, but it is necessary if you are to walk in your purpose. It is better to be respected for who you truly are than to be loved for a version of yourself that is not real. Respect lasts, superficial approval fades. When you stop seeking approval, you free yourself to make decisions based on what is right, not on what is popular. You begin to prioritize purpose over applause, truth over comfort, and authenticity over acceptance. This shift allows you to focus on the path set before you, undistracted by the opinions of others. You become more effective, more focused, and more at peace. Living without the need for approval does not mean you stop caring for others or ignore their input. Wisdom requires discernment, and there is value in constructive feedback from those who genuinely care about you. But there is a difference between seeking guidance and seeking validation. Guidance helps you grow, validation keeps you stuck. Ultimately, freedom from the need for approval is about reclaiming your power. It is about living boldly, knowing that your worth is not up for debate. It is about walking with confidence, even when the path is lonely, because you know that you are aligned with your purpose. When you stop seeking approval, you begin to live not for the applause of the crowd, but for the fulfillment of the destiny you were created to achieve. This is where true freedom, impact, and peace are found. Kindness is one of the most powerful virtues a person can possess, but it must be grounded in strength and guided by wisdom. True kindness is not about being agreeable to everyone at all times. It is about extending grace, compassion, and understanding while remaining firm in your convictions. When kindness becomes submissiveness, it ceases to be a virtue and becomes a weakness that others can exploit. There is a critical difference between being kind and being compliant, and understanding this difference is essential to living a life of purpose and influence. Kindness should never come at the expense of your principles or self-respect. Too often, people mistake passivity for kindness, thinking that avoiding conflict or always saying yes will make them more likable or accepted. But in doing so, they undermine their own authority and diminish their impact. Kindness is not about pleasing people. It is about serving others in a way that aligns with your values and purpose. It is about extending your hand without losing your footing. Being kind does not mean allowing others to take advantage of you. It is not an invitation for disrespect or manipulation. True kindness requires discernment. It knows when to give and when to withhold, when to speak up and when to remain silent, when to embrace and when to step away. It is not unthinking compliance, but intentional action rooted in strength and self-awareness. Kindness is also not a tool for avoiding confrontation. Sometimes the kindest thing you can do is to address an issue directly, even if it creates temporary discomfort. Ignoring problems or allowing others to cross your boundaries may seem easier in the moment, but it often leads to resentment, frustration, and unresolved tension. True kindness is courageous. It faces challenges head-on, seeking resolution rather than avoiding difficulty. When you are kind, you reflect strength under control. Strength without kindness can become harsh and overbearing, but kindness without strength becomes weak and ineffective. The balance lies in maintaining your authority while showing compassion. You can be empathetic without compromising your principles, and you can be firm without being unkind. This balance allows you to lead with integrity and to influence others positively without losing yourself in the process. Kindness is also a reflection of how you treat yourself. If you are kind to others but neglect your own needs, you are not truly living in kindness. Taking care of yourself mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually is not selfish, it is essential. When you are whole and balanced, you are better equipped to serve others without resentment or burnout. Furthermore, true kindness has boundaries. It knows when to give and when to say enough. It does not enable destructive behavior, nor does it condone disrespect. It seeks to uplift others, but not at the cost of your own dignity or purpose. Kindness that is rooted in strength becomes a force for good, creating change and inspiring others to rise to their own potential. Ultimately, kindness is not about being liked. It is about making an impact. It is about leaving people better than you found them while remaining true to yourself. It is about showing compassion while standing firm in your convictions. It is about serving others without sacrificing your purpose. When kindness is grounded in strength, it becomes a transformative power, one that uplifts, inspires, and changes the world around you. The words you speak are a reflection of your inner thoughts and beliefs. They carry weight, power, and influence far beyond what you may realize. When you speak with conviction, your words command attention and respect. They become instruments of influence capable of shaping decisions, inspiring others, and bringing clarity to complex situations. Speaking with conviction is not about being loud or forceful. It is about speaking with clarity, purpose, and unwavering confidence in what you believe to be true. To speak with conviction, you must first know what you stand for. Conviction comes from a deep sense of certainty, rooted in knowledge and understanding. You cannot speak confidently about something you are unsure of. That is why preparation and self-awareness are crucial. Before you speak, take the time to reflect on your beliefs, your values, and the principles that guide your life. When your words align with your core, they carry an authenticity that cannot be manufactured. Conviction also requires courage. In a world filled with noise and opinions, it is not always easy to speak your truth. There will be times when your words challenge the status quo or make others uncomfortable. But true conviction does not waver in the face of opposition. It stands firm, not with arrogance, but with quiet confidence. Speaking with conviction means being willing to take a stand even when it is unpopular, because you know that truth is more important than approval. Your tone matters as much as your words. Conviction is not about aggression, it is about assurance. When you speak with conviction, your tone should be calm but firm, passionate but controlled. People are drawn to confidence that is steady, not volatile. A voice that is both strong and composed conveys authority and earns trust. It invites others to listen, not out of obligation, but out of genuine respect. Speaking with conviction also involves clarity. Your message must be clear, concise, and purposeful. Rambling or hesitating dilutes the impact of your words. Think before you speak and ensure that what you say is intentional and aligned with your purpose. Every word should carry meaning. Every sentence should build toward understanding. And every point should reinforce your message. Additionally, conviction is fueled by consistency. Your words must align with your actions. When people see that you live by what you say, your credibility increases. They recognize that your words are not empty promises or fleeting opinions, but are backed by a life of integrity and purpose. Conviction without consistency is hollow. But when the two align, your influence becomes undeniable. Speaking with conviction does not mean dismissing others' perspectives. True conviction listens before it speaks. It seeks to understand before it seeks to be understood. This willingness to engage in meaningful dialogue demonstrates confidence without arrogance. It shows that you value truth above ego and that your convictions are not based on stubbornness but on a desire for what is right and just. When you speak with conviction, your words have the power to inspire action, build trust, and create change. They carry an energy that stirs hearts and opens minds. Speaking with conviction is not about dominating conversations, but about illuminating them. It is about bringing clarity, wisdom, and purpose into every discussion, ensuring that your words leave an impact that resonates long after they are spoken. Ultimately, speaking with conviction is an expression of purpose. It is the manifestation of a mind that is clear, a heart that is confident, and a spirit that is unwavering. When you speak with conviction, you do not just communicate, you lead, inspire, and transform. Being authentic is the foundation of a life lived with purpose and integrity. It means being true to who you are, embracing your unique identity, and refusing to conform to the expectations or molds set by others. Authenticity is not about perfection. It is about alignment, ensuring that your actions, words, and values are in harmony with your true self. When you are authentic, you operate from a place of honesty and strength, creating trust and meaningful connections with others. To be authentic, you must first know yourself. Self-awareness is the cornerstone of authenticity. It requires introspection, a willingness to examine your strengths, weaknesses, values, and desires without judgment. This process is not always comfortable, but it is necessary. You cannot live authentically if you do not understand who you are and what you stand for. Authenticity begins with the courage to face yourself fully, even the parts you may wish to hide. Authenticity also demands that you let go of the fear of judgment. Too often, people wear masks to fit into the expectations of society, their peers, or even their families. But when you live to please others, you betray yourself. You dilute your uniqueness, and in doing so, you rob the world of the gifts only you can bring. Authenticity is about shedding the need for approval and embracing the freedom to be unapologetically yourself. Being authentic does not mean disregarding others' opinions or feedback. Wisdom lies in discernment, knowing when to listen and when to stand firm. Authenticity does not dismiss the input of others, but filters it through the lens of your purpose and values. It means being open to growth and correction without compromising your core identity. Living authentically also requires consistency. It is not enough to be true to yourself in private. Your authenticity must be evident in every aspect of your life. The same values that guide your personal life should influence your professional decisions, your relationships, and your interactions with the world. Consistency builds trust. People are drawn to those whose actions align with their words, whose behavior reflects their beliefs. Authenticity is not about being perfect or always having the right answers. It is about being real. It is about admitting when you are wrong, showing vulnerability, and being honest about your struggles. This kind of transparency does not weaken you, it strengthens you. It fosters deeper connections and inspires others to embrace their own authenticity. However, authenticity also requires boundaries. Being true to yourself does not mean exposing every part of your life to everyone. It means knowing what to share and when, being open without being reckless, and guarding what is sacred. Authenticity is about balance, being genuine without being overexposed. When you are authentic, you bring your full self to every situation. You stop trying to be what others expect and start living in alignment with who you were created to be. This alignment creates a sense of peace and purpose. You no longer waste energy pretending or performing. Instead, you invest it in pursuing your goals and building meaningful relationships. Authenticity is a magnet for trust and respect. When people see that you are genuine, they are drawn to you. They feel safe in your presence, knowing that what they see is real. This trust is the foundation of influence, collaboration, and meaningful impact. Ultimately, authenticity is about living a life that is true to your values, your purpose, and your identity. It is about embracing your uniqueness, standing firm in your convictions, and inspiring others to do the same. When you are authentic, you live not as a shadow of someone else, but as the fullest expression of who you were meant to be. Self-respect is the cornerstone of a life lived with dignity and purpose. It is the internal acknowledgement of your inherent worth, value, and uniqueness. Without self-respect, it is impossible to establish meaningful relationships, make wise decisions, or fulfill your potential. Self-respect is not about arrogance or pride. It is about understanding that you are valuable and treating yourself accordingly. It is the foundation upon which your confidence, boundaries, and sense of purpose are built. When you respect yourself, you set the standard for how others should treat you. People will treat you according to the example you provide. If you tolerate disrespect, they will assume it is acceptable. But when you demonstrate through your actions, words, and choices that you value yourself, others will follow suit. Self-respect is not something you demand verbally. It is something you command through the way you carry yourself. It is visible in how you speak, how you act, and how you respond to the world around you. Self-respect requires that you honor your time, energy, and emotions. It means being selective about who you allow into your life and what you dedicate yourself to. When you respect yourself, you recognize that your time is valuable and that your energy is limited. You do not waste it on things that do not serve your purpose or align with your values. You learn to say no without guilt, understanding that every no to something unworthy is a yes to something greater. Respecting yourself also means taking care of your mind, body, and spirit. Self-respect is not just about how you relate to others, it is about how you treat yourself. Do you prioritize your health, nurture your dreams, and invest in your growth? Or do you neglect yourself in the name of pleasing others or meeting unrealistic expectations? True self-respect begins with self-care, ensuring that you are whole, balanced, and prepared to face the challenges of life. Self-respect also involves integrity. It means being honest with yourself and others, living in alignment with your values, and refusing to compromise your principles for convenience or approval. A person who respects themselves does not engage in behavior that dishonors their character or contradicts their purpose. Integrity is the outward expression of self-respect, showing the world that you stand firmly in truth and authenticity. Boundaries are another key aspect of self-respect. When you respect yourself, you understand that not everyone deserves access to you. You do not allow others to manipulate, control, or exploit you. Setting boundaries is not about shutting people out. It is about protecting what is valuable, your time, your energy, your peace, and your purpose. Boundaries are a declaration of self-worth, a way of saying, I value myself enough to ensure that my interactions with others are healthy and meaningful. Self-respect also means owning your decisions and taking responsibility for your life. It is easy to blame others for your circumstances, but self-respect refuses to play the victim. Instead, it takes ownership of choices, learns from mistakes, and continually strives for growth. A person with self-respect does not dwell on past failures, but uses them as stepping stones toward a better future. Forgiveness is another element of self-respect. Holding onto grudges or harboring resentment damages your peace and hinders your progress. When you respect yourself, you choose to forgive not because the other person deserves it, but because you deserve to be free from the burden of bitterness. Forgiveness is a gift you give to yourself, allowing you to move forward with grace and dignity. Ultimately, self-respect is about recognizing your worth and living in alignment with that truth. It is about understanding that you are not defined by the opinions of others or the mistakes of your past, but by the potential and purpose within you. When you respect yourself, you create a life of meaning, influence, and fulfillment, a life that inspires others to do the same. Building confidence is a journey that begins with understanding your worth and embracing the unique qualities that define you. Confidence is not arrogance or self-centeredness. It is the quiet assurance that you are equipped, capable, and valuable. True confidence is rooted in self-awareness and preparation, allowing you to navigate challenges, seize opportunities, and impact the world around you. It is not something you are born with, but something you cultivate through intentional effort and daily practice. Confidence starts with knowing who you are. To walk confidently, you must first embrace your identity, acknowledging both your strengths and your limitations. Confidence is not about pretending to be flawless. It is about being honest with yourself and others. When you accept who you are, you free yourself from the need for validation and the fear of rejection. Your confidence grows when you understand that your value is not determined by external opinions, but by the intrinsic qualities that make you unique. Preparation is a cornerstone of confidence. Whether in your personal life, career, or relationships, preparation gives you the foundation to stand firm. When you have taken the time to equip yourself with knowledge, skills, and understanding, you can face challenges with assurance. Confidence does not eliminate fear, but allows you to act despite it, knowing that you are prepared to handle whatever comes your way. Every step of preparation strengthens your confidence and sets you apart as someone who is ready to lead and excel. Confidence also grows through action. It is not enough to think positively or believe in your abilities. You must act on them. Each time you step out of your comfort zone, face a fear, or pursue a goal, your confidence increases. Action transforms potential into progress, and progress builds momentum. Even small victories can have a profound impact on your confidence, reminding you of what you are capable of and encouraging you to aim higher. Your mindset plays a critical role in confidence. The way you think about yourself and your circumstances shapes your ability to face challenges. A confident person does not dwell on past failures or fear future obstacles. Instead, they focus on the present moment, using their strengths to create solutions and seize opportunities. Developing a growth mindset, one that sees challenges as opportunities for learning and improvement, is essential for building lasting confidence. Surrounding yourself with the right people also influences your confidence. Those who believe in you, encourage you, and challenge you to grow can reinforce your sense of self-worth. Conversely, negative influences, those who criticize, doubt, or discourage you, can erode your confidence over time. Choose relationships that inspire and uplift you, creating an environment where your confidence can thrive. Confidence is not about comparing yourself to others. It is about becoming the best version of yourself. Comparison breeds insecurity and envy, but confidence focuses on your own journey. It acknowledges that everyone has their own path and that your purpose is unique to you. When you stop measuring your worth against others, you free yourself to pursue your goals with clarity and passion. Resilience is a key aspect of confidence. Life will inevitably bring setbacks, failures, and disappointments, but confidence allows you to rise above them. It reminds you that your worth is not diminished by temporary struggles and that every obstacle is an opportunity for growth. Resilience transforms challenges into stepping stones, strengthening your confidence with each experience. Finally, confidence is nurtured through gratitude and self-affirmation. When you focus on what you have rather than what you lack, you cultivate a sense of abundance and self-worth. Affirming your strengths and accomplishments reinforces your belief in yourself, creating a positive cycle of growth and assurance. Confidence is not just about what you do, but also about how you think and speak about yourself. In the end, confidence is the ability to stand firm in who you are, what you believe, and where you are going. It is the courage to take risks, the resilience to overcome challenges, and the assurance to lead with purpose. When you build your confidence, you unlock the potential within you, inspiring others and creating a life of impact, fulfillment, and success. Setting boundaries is an essential practice for preserving your energy, protecting your peace, and living a life of purpose. Boundaries are not walls meant to isolate you from others. They are guidelines that define how you want to be treated, how you spend your time, and what you prioritize. They are an expression of self-respect and clarity about your values. Without boundaries, life becomes chaotic, relationships become draining, and your sense of self becomes compromised. To set boundaries, you must first understand your limits. This requires self-awareness and honest reflection. What drains you? What inspires you? What behaviors are acceptable and what are not? Recognizing your emotional, mental, and physical limits is the first step toward creating boundaries that protect your well-being. It is not selfish to define your limits. It is necessary for sustaining your ability to give, create, and thrive. Boundaries require clear communication. People cannot respect limits they do not know exist. When you set boundaries, you must express them with confidence and clarity. This is not about being confrontational or defensive, but about calmly stating what you need. Clear boundaries eliminate confusion and prevent misunderstandings, creating healthier interactions with those around you. Establishing boundaries also means learning to say no without guilt. Many people struggle with this, fearing they will disappoint others or damage relationships. But every time you say yes to something that compromises your values or drains your energy, you say no to something that aligns with your purpose. Saying no is not rejection, it is redirection, ensuring that your time and resources are focused on what truly matters. Boundaries must be upheld consistently. Setting them is only the beginning. The real challenge lies in enforcing them. If you allow people to overstep your boundaries without consequence, they will assume those limits are negotiable. Upholding your boundaries requires courage, especially when faced with resistance or pushback. It is not about being rigid, but about being firm in what you know is necessary for your well-being and growth. Boundaries are a form of self-care. They protect your time, energy, and mental health, allowing you to focus on what brings you joy and fulfillment. They ensure that your relationships are mutual and respectful rather than one-sided or draining. When you set boundaries, you prioritize yourself in a way that enables you to show up fully for others. Without boundaries, you risk burnout, resentment, and a diminished sense of self-worth. Setting boundaries also transforms relationships. Healthy boundaries create space for mutual respect and understanding. They help others know how to engage with you in ways that are constructive and meaningful. In relationships where boundaries are absent, frustration, miscommunication, and imbalance often arise. But with clear boundaries, relationships become healthier, deeper, and more fulfilling. Boundaries are not static. They evolve as you grow and change. What you needed 5 years ago may not be what you need today. As you gain more clarity about your values, goals, and purpose, your boundaries should reflect that growth. Regularly reassess your boundaries to ensure they align with your current priorities and circumstances. Flexibility in this process does not mean compromising your limits. It means adapting them to fit your journey. Fear of rejection often hinders boundary setting, but it is crucial to remember that those who truly value and respect you will honor your boundaries. If someone reacts negatively to your limits, it often reveals more about their intentions than your worth. Boundaries are a filter, allowing only those who respect you to have meaningful access to your life. Ultimately, boundaries are an act of empowerment. They are a declaration that you value your time, energy, and purpose enough to protect them. They enable you to live intentionally, fostering relationships and environments that nurture rather than deplete you. When you set boundaries, you create space for growth, fulfillment, and a life that reflects the best of who you are. The power of self-discipline is the key to transforming potential into reality. It is the force that turns dreams into achievements and ideas into accomplishments. Self-discipline is not about rigid control or harsh limitations. It is about the ability to govern your actions, thoughts, and emotions in a way that aligns with your purpose. It is the practice of choosing long-term gains over immediate gratification, consistently making decisions that contribute to your growth and success, even when it is difficult or inconvenient. Self-discipline requires vision, focus, and the commitment to remain true to your goals, no matter the obstacles. At the heart of self-discipline is the understanding that success is not accidental, it is intentional. Every action you take either brings you closer to your purpose or pushes you further away. Self-discipline means making intentional choices that align with your long-term vision. It is about creating habits, routines, and systems that support your goals and consistently adhering to them even when motivation wanes. The disciplined individual understands that true success is not achieved overnight, but through small daily actions that compound over time. To cultivate self-discipline, you must first identify what truly matters. Many people waste energy on tasks, distractions, or desires that do not contribute to their long-term well-being or goals. Self-discipline requires a focus on the essential, those things that bring you closer to your purpose. It requires the ability to say no to distractions, to prioritize what matters most, and to create an environment that supports your mission. This focus is not just about external actions, but about the inner resolve to remain true to what you have set out to do. Self-discipline also demands the courage to confront discomfort. Most people shy away from what is hard, what is uncomfortable, or what requires sacrifice, but self-discipline thrives in the presence of discomfort. It is easy to avoid difficult tasks or postpone hard decisions, but these delays often lead to regret and wasted potential. Self-discipline means choosing the harder path, the one that may not yield immediate rewards but will ultimately lead to deeper fulfillment. It means pushing through when others would quit and staying committed when the outcome is uncertain. One of the most powerful aspects of self-discipline is consistency. It is not enough to be disciplined once in a while or when it is convenient. True self-discipline is about showing up every day, regardless of how you feel. Success is built on the foundation of consistent effort. When you remain consistent in your actions, you begin to build momentum, and momentum creates progress. Progress creates results, and results reinforce your discipline, strengthening your resolve. Consistency is the bridge between intention and reality. Another aspect of self-discipline is delayed gratification, the ability to resist immediate temptations in favor of greater long-term rewards. Our world is filled with distractions and opportunities for instant pleasure, but those who master self-discipline understand that what is truly valuable often requires patience and sacrifice. The path of self-discipline involves resisting the urge to indulge in momentary pleasures for the sake of achieving something greater. It means understanding that the discipline of today will pave the way for the success of tomorrow. Self-discipline is also about mastering your emotions. Emotions are powerful, and without discipline, they can easily derail your progress. When you are disciplined, you recognize your emotions, but do not allow them to dictate your behavior. You choose to act in alignment with your goals, regardless of how you feel in the moment. Emotional mastery through self-discipline allows you to stay calm in the face of challenges, avoid impulsive decisions, and maintain a clear focus on your purpose. Building self-discipline requires an unwavering commitment to growth and self-improvement. It is about developing the inner strength to push through adversity and to hold yourself accountable. But it also requires compassion for yourself and others. It means acknowledging that you will not always get it right, but you are committed to doing better. Self-discipline is not about perfection, it is about progress, persistence, and the continual effort to improve. Every failure is an opportunity to learn, every setback a chance to rise again with greater determination. Finally, self-discipline unlocks your potential. Without discipline, your talents, skills, and abilities remain dormant. But with self-discipline, you bring your potential into action, creating results that impact not only your life, but also the lives of those around you. Discipline is the framework through which your goals become tangible, your dreams become reality, and your impact becomes undeniable. When you master self-discipline, you become unstoppable, driven by a purpose that fuels you even through the most challenging times. Self-discipline is the silent force behind every successful individual. It is the inner strength to stay focused, the resilience to push through discomfort, and the consistency to keep moving forward. When you embrace self-discipline, you align your actions with your deepest aspirations, creating a life that reflects your highest potential. It is the power to shape your future, one disciplined decision at a time. Remember, being nice doesn't guarantee success, happiness, or respect. But walking in your authority, knowing your worth, and leading with integrity will. Stop being the nice guy and start being the confident, purposeful individual you were destined to be.